BTS News today that night, the sky over Hanoi glowed a golden orange, as if welcoming something extraordinary about to unfold. Noi Bai International Airport, usually filled with the noise of rolling suitcases and hurried footsteps, suddenly shifted in atmosphere. A subtle tension swept through, not because of any problem, but due to whispers traveling from one end of the terminal to the other. Two familiar silhouettes, unmistakable to any K-pop fan, Jungkook and Jimin of BTS, had just entered the international departure area. Airport staff tried to maintain composure, as if trained to remain calm when celebrities appeared. But it was impossible to ignore. The aura of these two young men, even hidden behind black masks and caps, was undeniable. Phone cameras discreetly rose, flashes flickering from unexpected corners. But it wasn't just their presence that stirred the air, it was their expressions, quiet, serious, as if guarding a secret. They walked briskly, occasionally exchanging glances, as if speaking silently through their eyes. There were no HYBE staff members, no managers, only the two of them, each carrying a black backpack and dressed casually yet impeccably. What fans and media wanted to know was one thing: where were they going a few hours earlier? A Vietnamese fan named Lin was waiting for her sister at the airport. She had no idea that this ordinary night would change her life. She noticed two tall men, dressed in all black and wearing masks, sitting quietly near a departure gate. At first, she thought they simply looked familiar. But then one of them removed his cap to run his hand through his hair, and her heart nearly stopped. That's Jungkook. I couldn't be mistaken. And the man next to him, that's Jimin. She told local reporters the next day. Lin didn't take a photo right away. She understood too well how some fans chasing moments could ruin them. She chose to observe from a distance, watching the two BTS members speak softly, then laugh gently, as if they were the only ones in the world. And that's what made the moment so mysterious. Why only the two of them? Why no staff escort? Was this a personal trip? Or was there something significant happening behind the scenes? The next morning, the hashtag Jungkook in Vietnam was trending globally. Blurry fan-taken photos began circulating: Jungkook in a black hoodie and dark jeans, Jimin in a gray beanie and loose white shirt. No official statement from HYB. No BTS schedule announced in Vietnam. Just speculation everywhere. Some fans believed they were secretly filming a special project. Others thought it was an escape from the chaotic routine, perhaps a getaway for two old friends, like the carefree days during their trainee years. But many suspected something deeper. Korean media picked up the story the following day. Dispatch attempted to trace their flight and reportedly found records that they were headed to Zurich, Switzerland. But the data was quickly scrubbed from public systems, as if an invisible hand erased their trail. This only fueled theories. This was no ordinary trip. Longtime armies who had followed the Jungkook friendship for years began revisiting old moments. How Jungkook and Jimin shared a secret language. How they leaned on each other during the group's toughest times. How they once said in an interview that if given a break from everything, they'd want to spend it with someone who truly understands. One of the most talked about theories came from pop culture journalist Han Seo-yeon, whose article on a major Korean site went viral. She wrote, "When two artists of their caliber choose to disappear without a trace, it's not because they're running away from something, but because they're trying to find something they left behind. Perhaps peace, perhaps inspiration, or perhaps each other." Was this journey about music? Fans recalled how, during a live stream the previous year, Jimin mentioned a demo song he and Jungkook had written in 2018 but never released. He described it as too personal, too honest, and too painful. "We weren't ready then," he said. "Maybe one day, when the time feels right." Is this that time? Or is this trip simply about healing old wounds left unspoken since BTS went on hiatus? One thing was certain: this journey wasn't about the destination. It was about the reason they chose to take it together. Days later, a short TikTok clip from a Swiss army showed two Asian men standing by Lake Lucerne, gazing into the quiet water beneath a gray sky. The shaky camera captured faint laughter, unmistakably Jimin's soft voice and Jungkook's signature giggle. It was only 18 seconds long, but it confirmed everything. They were there. And then, something changed. An anonymous account uploaded a 10-second studio clip, Jungkook and Jimin recording vocals for a new song. No instruments, just their voices, singing a haunting chorus. If I had one more night with you, would I finally understand what love is? Comments flooded in. Is this the song they kept for years? Are they going to release it together? Or is this a message not meant to be heard? Just as the internet burned with curiosity, an official BTS post emerged. Only one photo, two silhouettes standing by a studio window, snow falling outside. The caption? Just one sentence. Sometimes, we just needed time to breathe. No further explanation. No teaser. No comeback announcement. But to ARMY, it was more than enough. Behind the cameras, the glitz, and the relentless pressure of fame were two young men who once shared a dream in a tiny trainee dorm, who laughed, cried, and now, despite everything, still chose to walk together. That night, when they were spotted again, this time at Zurich Airport, faces calmer, eyes clearer, it became evident. This journey wasn't about location. It was about the soul. And where would they go next? Maybe not to another exotic city or stage. Maybe they'd simply return to the studio. Or maybe they'd just sit somewhere quiet, coffee in hand, finishing an old song, letting the world wait. Because sometimes, the most beautiful moments are the ones we don't see coming. And as always, ARMY would wait. Because wherever Jungkook and Jimin go, that's where home truly is. But like all deeply human stories, this one wasn't over. It was only pausing to take a breath, preparing for a deeper continuation. Weeks passed since their secret departure from Vietnam. The world felt a little quieter. No lives from Jungkook. No dance clips from Jimin. No vlogs, no podcast, no updates, only silence. But within that silence, thousands of ARMYs remembered one important truth. Sometimes, when someone disappears, it's not because they want distance, but because they're trying to find the parts of themselves they lost. And that's exactly what Jungkook and Jimin were doing. Reports from Swiss local media revealed that two Asian men had rented a small wooden cabin near Lauterbrunnen, secluded in the alpine forest, by a half-frozen lake. No internet, no signal, no hidden cameras, just quiet, snow, and time. Locals called them the quiet young men with the guitar. They'd often be seen by the lake at sunset, bundled up, either talking softly or sitting in silence as fog rolled down from the mountains. Nights belonged to them. Sometimes playing guitar, sometimes sipping tea by the fireplace. Songs were born from the stillness, lyrics not made for virality, but for healing. Jimin wrote in a small journal. Jungkook recorded footsteps in snow, owls in the dark, and fingers tapping on an old wooden table. They weren't just creating music, they were rebuilding their bond with art, the world, and most importantly, with each other. One night, after a light snowstorm, they sat across from each other at a tiny kitchen table, the warm room glowing with firelight. Jimin looked at Jungkook for a long time and whispered, "I was always afraid you'd get tired. Tired of all this. Tired of me." Jungkook didn't reply immediately. He stared into the fire, then slowly turned and said, "I did, but not because of you. Because I never gave myself time to feel."